What's going on, guys? My name is Noah, and today I want to talk about one of the sneakier things about depression and anxiety. For the sake of edification, it's only important to know that I'm someone who has battled depression, anxiety, and depersonalization for many years. At one point, it was extremely severe: suicidal ideations, hospitalizations, tons of medications, therapy, and just the gauntlet of things we go through when we battle severe mood disorders. Now, I've largely overcome these things, and I've really learned a lot from my experiences, as well as learned a lot from people like you watching who've reached out to me, and from people in my immediate community who have also been through it, as well from healthcare professionals. Now, today I want to offer you a quick tip regarding one of these sneaky aspects of depression and anxiety. If you'd like to know more about my story, feel free to read the description below. Just know that I've been in dark places, and I give a good goddamn about you and how you are doing. Something tells me if you're watching a video like this, you can't be doing great, or you know someone that's not doing so well, and I hope you know that there's hope. And if I can get through it, so can you. But anyway, the sneaky thing about depression, in my experience and the experience of many other people, including anxiety and depersonalization, is that you start to take the immediate situation you're in, and you start to engulf the past and the future with that situation. Some people might call it catastrophizing, looking so far into the future, and or the inability to look back on the past with any sort of realism, right? You either put rose-colored glasses on the past, meaning you romanticize it, and or you start to question if you've ever felt good, period. You know, your current state of depression can sometimes take you back and make you think you've always been depressed and or anxious, and when you look forward, that you always will be depressed and anxious. This is a very normal aspect of depression. It's not the real you, but it's a very powerful, loud, and potent feeling inside you that can lead some people to really dark places, including me. One of the biggest parts of my suicidality was that I just felt like I was never going to get better, and that I questioned if I ever was okay to begin with, which is a very dark state to be. Very dark state to be. So I do have a quick tip for this. It's something that has really been useful to me in the past. It continues to be something I turn to when I need it, and hopefully it can make sense to you, and that is to mood journal. Now, some people don't like the idea of mood journaling, but trust me, it can be a really, really powerful way to acknowledge and document your progress. One thing that some people don't like is that if you're really not doing well, it puts how you're not doing, or it puts the state that you're in right on paper for you to sort of obsess over. But from a different angle, if you write down your mood on a mood scale from, let's just say, 1 to 10, 1 being severely suicidal, need to be hospitalized, you're on your way out, 10 being mania, 5 being neutral, if you track your mood, you will also be able to track your progress. And if you're not doing well, you'll at least be able to track that you're not doing well and understand perhaps some patterns and learn about yourself, so that your healthcare provider can help you make the next step to get better. So it's something that was really, really important to me, because before I started mood journaling, when I was in my severe state, I had no idea that I was making any improvement whatsoever. In fact, I would always argue that I was just getting worse and worse and worse, and I truly believed that. But when I started writing down how I was doing, and maybe I was a 3 one day, 3.5 the next day, 2 one day, depending on what was going on, and then I would type a little something. Some people prefer handwriting, just about how my day went. A lot of the time it was just how miserable I was, but I tried to put out things in the day that happened, and then I made a pact with myself that I was going to write down any redeeming moments of the day as well. And it shocked me to look back on it and realize, after 4 or 5 months of mood journaling, even though I couldn't realize it until I looked back, I had actually started to make some improvements, even if they were subtle ones. Even if my depression went to a negative happiness where I was less depressed, at least on paper I could see it. And I would do averages for the week, and I tried not to obsess beyond writing it down, but I also gave copies of this to my therapist, and who I was living with my parents who were taking care of me, and it was an easier way for them to understand the darkness that I was experiencing and feel more empathy for me and more connected. It also helped my healthcare provider know what the hell was going on beyond what I thought I could put out of my mouth, and being as honest as I thought I could be with him. There's something really raw about being able, in the confidence of your own room and the privacy, to write down how you're feeling on a mood disorder. And so the trend was upward. Just seeing that trend go upward made a huge difference to me. And if it wasn't going upward for a stretch, at least then I realized maybe I needed to change some things. So my quick tip is to try mood journaling every single day before you go to bed, and make sure you include some of the better aspects of that day, even if it's hard to understand and hard to admit. It'll help you put in perspective what's going on, and it'll keep you from catastrophizing, looking too far into the future, and or going to the past and making truths out of some stuff that may very well not be. So I hope that made sense to you, and I hope you know there's hope. Do not give up. Stay in that fight. Be brave. 1 day at a time, 1 minute, 1 hour at a time. You can get through what you're going through. We can get through it together. Be sure to check out healingfromdepression.com. A wonderful man who I deeply care about runs that site. Very, very smart. He can help you, and I hope this video was of some use to you. We'll see you guys in the next one, and take good freaking care of yourself, okay? Peace.